You've got to tune to KEXP, listener-powered radio at 90.3 FM in Seattle, streaming around the world at KEXP.org. I'm Cheryl Waters in the KEXP studios with a whole bunch of our good friends. Welcome.
Thanks. I almost said welcome back.
You can welcome me, yeah. I'm sitting in
we're welcoming each other into our space, but this is your new space, which is quite amazing.
Almost everyone else in this room has been here before, but you, who's probably been on the air more than any artist here at KEXP, it's your first visit to the new home, so welcome.
I love it. Yeah,
it's great.
Thanks for hanging my painting in the green room.
Yeah, what a great welcome, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
Every time we have an artist come in, we take that down and put their painting up.
Yeah, I figured. I'm going to add to it. I'm going to finish it now.
Since everybody here is an old friend of KEXP, why don't we do a super quick round of introductions before you play a song? Joseph, you want to start?
Sure, I'm Joseph Arthur.
I'm Peter Buck.
Greg Foreman. Scott McCoy on bass.
And Linda Pittman on drums.
And with all those famous musicians, I haven't even mentioned the project that's in the room yet. There could be like any one of like 15 bands here today with all this great talent in the room. But today we've got Arthur Buck live in the KEXP airwaves. So excited to hear these brand new songs. And when we say brand new.
Yeah, we're excited. Yeah.
All right. Take it away. Playing tonight at the Crocodile, it's Arthur Buck live on KEXP.
But maybe now you can make it by candlelight. Well, it's alright, but they will rob you if they think you might throw the fight. Try arms when we're breaking. But mistakes are half the fun. Where'd you learn to fall so good you thought you were the same kid? Maybe now it's time to run. You don't always have to wonder, not the way you did before across the road. Some are coming, some are going. They don't have the same mistakes as you to overcome. Though your thoughts keep overflowing with all the things you never did or always done. So you don't always have to wonder, not the way you did before across the lonely world. You don't always have to wonder, not the way you did before across the lonely world. Sometimes, only sometimes, whole life, sweep across your tired face. Whole life, only your life. You don't know where you belong today. You don't always have to wonder, not the way you did before across the lonely world. You don't always have to wonder, not the way you did before across the lonely world. You don't always have to
Ah, that sounded awesome. Arthur Buck live here in the KEXP studios. Tonight they play the Crocodile here in Seattle. Tomorrow going down to Portland. And I just can't get over all the great people in this room. Joseph and Peter, I knew that you were going to be here. I didn't know who you'd have playing with you today. And I thank you for bringing an all-star lineup. When I was prepping for this session, I started to try to write by hand a list of people that both of you have worked with and collaborated over the years. And I mean, I practically ran out of ink. The list is so big. And you two have known each other for a long time. This isn't the first time that you've worked together. And your history goes back quite some time. Can you kind of talk about your friendship and your making music together?
Yeah, I was having dinner with T-Bone Burnett, as you know, you sometimes do, sometime in the mid-'90s. And I go, oh, what are you doing? And he goes, man, I'm working with this kid. He's like really crazy, but he's really great musically, and he's a painter. And I went, oh, okay. So, you know, I saw that name, Joe's name, in the paper like 4 months later. I'm like, I'll go see this really crazy guy. And he wasn't really as crazy as I thought he might be.
Thank you. Oh,
so,
thank you.
But, you know, I haven't seen the worst.
Well,
So that was like 97. We've been kind of hanging out, and I've been playing bass in his band, or with him on and off for, you know, last 6 or 7 years.
And Joe, did you open for some REM shows?
yeah, in 2004, Around the Sun. There about like, I think it was like 13 shows in Europe, something like that.
And Peter mentioned he's helped you out on some songs, and you worked with him on his first solo record. Did I have that correctly?
I don't think so, did I? I'm on the back photo I'm on the back cover.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
I
working.
was shirtless
Quote.
in Mexico.
Well, that brings me to
And
my
he was in a gorilla mask. So that was like foreshadowing of this whole thing to come.
Well, tell me how this whole thing started. You mentioned Mexico. I feel like from what I've read about the record, you know, that it was conceived and born in Mexico, maybe had its formative years in Portland, and then went to finishing school in New York. Is that kind of life cycle of Arthur Buck?
Well, I went to Mexico to Todos Santos about a year ago, actually. I'm coming up on only 1 year ago, so it's wild how fast this whole thing rolled out. But to just pick up my dobro, which was a nice dobro national.
You just left your dobro in Todos Santos?
Yeah, as you do.
Yes.
Just like when you sometimes go to dinner with T-Bone Burnett, you leave dobros in Mexico, stuff like that. And then Peter happened to be there, and one of our mutual friends, Julie Penabianco, said, "Oh yeah, you guys are both down there. You should get together." And then Peter texted me like, "Hey, you want to play a show?" And then I went over to his house with all my stuff and never left, and we just started writing.
And these are all new songs, right?
Yeah.
They're so positive, and they've just got such a loose, easy vibe about them. Lots of different sounds on the record.
Yeah.
It sounds like Peter works pretty quickly. I actually laughed out loud. I read something where you were doing an early show in Los Angeles, and you went out to get Thai food, and he like wrote the bones of a song and came back and told you to finish the lyrics so you could play it tonight.
Yeah, finish the lyrics. Yeah, it was cool. I kind of just like, he was like, I felt like sort of the spiritual producer of the thing in a way. Just sort of like I was following his lead with that kind of stuff. Like he's like, "Oh, just let's finish the lyrics and let's do that song." And so I was like, "Okay, I'll accept that challenge." It was like, I don't know, finishing school, like what you said. I don't know, something like that about it. But we ended up playing that at an art opening I was doing, and the whole crowd was singing along with it by the end. So it was really cool.
We love both of you as songwriters. I mean, we have a long history with both of you here at KEXP, and, well, frankly, you're both legends. So even outside KEXP, I wouldn't necessarily say you write the same type of songs. I know, Peter, you've produced music for a ton of people. Joseph produced this record. Might it have sounded different if you had taken that task on?
Yeah, you know, when I was in REM, the joke was, if I was in charge, we'd have 30 records, they'd be in mono, and if Mike and Michael were in charge, we'd still be mixing Murmur. And there's a bit of truth to that. So I did my part really quickly. The songs were written, you know, over the space of a couple days, and I did my overdubs in a day. And then Joe went and tinkered obsessively, but not for that long.
Not for too long. Yeah, like it kind of, the press release made it sound like it was like a week-long album, but really that was like me and Peter working together a lot. Probably a couple weeks, actually. I mean, writing and then recording, and then him coming to LA, and then going up to Portland. That's where we recorded all his parts. And then I took it back to New York and sort of worked on the vocals and lots of other parts, you know, just programming and whatnot, and then sent it to Chad Blake, who mixed it in Wales. So it didn't take like overtly long, but it was like, you know, probably in total a couple months long process, which is about normal for a record, I think.
Maybe for you guys. You're very prolific. I mean, we hear different stories in here where records maybe they don't take so long to make, but they take a long time for to get out there where fans can hear it. And these have, you know, come to us fairly quickly, which is great. When did you start?
I've spent 5 years on a record before, too, and then I've spent 1 week on a record before, you know, so it's just like you try every which way. I'm not really sure which is best so far.
The 1 week is best.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 years is definitely not best, but...
You know, I've just found the more you work at it, the more it stays exactly the same. You might as well just put it out and forget about it and do the next one.
Yeah, and T-Bone Burnett, speaking to him, when I was making Come to Where I'm From, he said, you know what, the 90% of the record is done in the first couple weeks, and then you spent the next 3 months and all the money on 10% of the record. And I think that's a lot. There's a lot of truth to that.
Well, you've been doing this for a long time, so you can take that information and use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
Well, I absolutely love this record. It's called Arthur Buck. It's out on New West Records, and I was totally teasing you about that artwork. We are such fans of your work, and we've had that up since we moved in here. You've done the artwork.
I'll leave the coat with you.
Well, yes, he's art. Your whole life is art. I mean, you're a painter and a designer as much as a musician. You've been doing both, side by side for as long as I've known you, much longer. Did you do the artwork? I know that's very photograph-centric around this record, but was that your hand in that?
No, not really. That was Dean Carr who did that. He shot the first video for Are You Electrified, and then we did sort of coupled that with a photo shoot. And there was something about that photo of me and Peter back to back. It seemed like, sort of like a kind of an indie movie or something. There seemed like a story there, like we were about to duel or something. I don't know.
I wanted to ask how the songs maybe have evolved since you've been playing them together as a band, but actually this is going to be your first show tonight. Linda's laughing.
Can I do the first? Can we do the first one again?
Well, these are all brand new, and in fact, the last song that we do today is going to be one that's not even on the record. That's a brand new tune.
Yeah,
so talk about working fast.
We're very ambitious.
Well, that means there'll probably be a new record, so you can come back, and then I can ask you how the songs have evolved after touring and playing them together.
Yeah, because we don't really know yet. I mean, we've been in a rehearsal room a lot, and we did one radio show, and Peter and I did another radio show, but this is our, tonight's our first gig at the Crocodile, so I should mention that. So we're very excited about that.
We're very excited, too. So you're going to want to come out to that, because one day you could see I was at the
Very
Arthur
first
Buck
show.
gig.
Yeah,
the very first show. Well, thank you so much, all of you, for
Thanks for
always
having
making
us.
time here at KEXP. We love all of you. And Joseph, it's so great to hear your voice. It's been too long.
Thank you.
Since we've heard you on the airwaves here. Arthur Buck is live here in the KEXP studios again tonight, playing their first show ever at the Crocodile here in Seattle. Tomorrow they'll be at the Doug Fir. Get out and see them.
It's called Can't Make It Without You.
Everywhere in the hearts of many. You can't get very much, if any, love when you're chasing ghosts around. They're coming to you now for mercy. Now that you realize you weren't that thirsty anymore, the desert disappeared inside of you. Can't make it without you. I can't make it without you. Can't make it without you. inside everyone. They jump around like crazy children. You do what you can to be just like them and love everything that lets you believe. Can't make it without you.
Arthur Buck live here in the KEXP studios. I love the EBO on that one. I actually just love that song.
Thank you.
So awesome. A brand new record came out this summer on New West Records. It's Arthur Buck live here in the KEXP studios, playing tonight at the Crocodile here in Seattle.
Okay, cool. This is the new hit from our next album.
First
Fall
time ever
in love with me.
performed live.
Looking around, when should I come over? I was a cloud, crying heavy on your shoulder. Give me a kiss, I'll give you my candle. You're the violence that I miss, you elegant vandal. Sooner or later, you fall in love with me. You fall in love with me. You fall in love with me, with me. Looking around, you're heavy on my shoulder. Looking to you as everyone gets colder. But sooner or later, you fall in love with me. You fall in love with me. You fall in love with me, with me. We could be everything. Hey, hey, look away. If you don't, you'll have to pay. Hey, hey, look away. If you don't, you'll have to pay. Your window is closed, but your beauty is magical. Are you indisposed, or only going on sabbatical? Sooner or later, you fall in love with me. You fall in love with me. You fall in love with me, with me. You fall in love with me. You fall
I like it. I like it. Thank you so much. That sounded great. We're live here in the KEXP studios. Arthur Buck, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Always. Well, come back for that next record as well. Peter, Joe, Linda, Scott, Greg, always great to see you. We'll see you tonight at the Crocodile.
See you at the
Thank
Crocodiles.
you.
And have fun. This is just the beginning of a tour, right?
Yeah, it's the first one.
Awesome. Have a great tour. We'll see you soon. All right, Scott. You've got it tuned to KEXP Seattle.
Whoa.
Scott McCoy. Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.